Welcome. This presentation is to provide factual information for the public hearing on the proposed town ordinance for automated traffic enforcement safety devices. Our goal here today is to offer clarity on this important public safety initiative. The mission of the Clinton Police Department has always been simple and clear: to keep Clinton safe. All of the information we're about to review is presented with that one purpose in mind: upholding that mission for every single resident, business, and visitor in our town. You know, we've heard the community's concerns loud and clear. Year after year, the vast majority of complaints we get from residents like you involve speeding, people running red lights, and just overall aggressive driving. You've asked for meaningful change to protect our neighborhoods, our school zones, and our pedestrians, and that's what we're here to talk about today. So to give you a clear roadmap of our discussion, we'll walk through 5 key areas. We're going to start with the current enforcement challenge, and then we'll look at a solution that's driven by data. After that, we'll clarify the technology itself, detail the due process and protections that are built in, and finally, we'll outline the next steps for safety. Okay, let's begin with Section 1, the enforcement challenge. This part really examines the limits of our current officer-only traffic enforcement and the data that tells us we need a new strategy. In response to those community concerns I mentioned, the department significantly ramped up its proactive traffic enforcement. Between 2023 and 2025, officer-initiated motor vehicle stops went up by a massive 314%. Just to put a number on it, in 2025 alone, our officers conducted a total of 1,479 traffic stops. And along with that huge increase in stops, the number of traffic warnings our officers issued surged by 357% over that same period. This really shows a strategy that's focused on education and trying to change driver behavior through that direct, face-to-face interaction. Now, you might think all that extra activity would lead to fewer accidents, but here's what the data shows us. Despite that dramatic rise in enforcement, the number of motor vehicle crashes didn't go down. We had 224 crashes in 2023, and that number was actually a bit higher in 2025 at 231. This tells us that officer presence alone just isn't solving the underlying problem. And here's the crucial point. When we analyzed why these crashes were happening, we found that about 85% of them occurred in clear weather. This strongly suggests that the main issue isn't bad road conditions or the weather, it's unsafe driver behavior. So this focus on driver behavior leads us right into our second section, a data-driven solution. To really get a handle on the scale of the problem, we conducted specific studies right here in Clinton. A speed study we ran over just 5 days at the Morgan School was eye-opening. It recorded 4,497 speeding violations. Think about that. That's an average of 899 speeding vehicles every single day, right in a school zone. And it's not just speeding. We also conducted red light studies at key intersections along Route 81. In just a 72-hour period, those studies documented a combined 195 red light violations. These numbers really paint a picture of a persistent and dangerous pattern of behavior. So the proposed solution to address this behavior is the use of what are called automated traffic enforcement safety devices, or ATESDs. Now, this isn't something we just came up with. This is technology that's specifically authorized by state law, Public Act 23.116, and it's designed to detect and record vehicles going 10 or more miles per hour over the speed limit or running a red light. This program would work as a partnership. The technology provider, a company called Ultimate, supplies and maintains the cameras. But, and this is the most critical point to understand, the final decision for every single citation stays right here with a sworn officer of the Clinton Police Department. The goal here is deterrence and changing behavior, not making money. In fact, similar communities have seen up to a 90% drop in violations. And to answer the financial question directly, the ATSD program is 100% violator funded. There is absolutely no cost to the town of Clinton or to its taxpayers to implement or operate the safety program. Clinton is not the first community in Connecticut to look at this kind of tool. As you can see, a number of other towns and cities like Washington, Stamford, and Middletown have already approved or even implemented these programs to make their local roads safer. Now, it's really important that we take a moment to clarify the technology we're talking about. There's been some confusion between different public safety systems, so this next section will explain the key differences between ATSD and the flock safety system. You know, the simplest way to think about this is to see ATSD as a digital traffic officer. It's an active tool used for traffic safety. Its whole function is to measure speed and red light violations to change driver behavior. Flux safety, on the other hand, is more like a digital detective. It's a passive tool we use for criminal investigations after something has already happened. It does not enforce traffic laws. They are two separate complementary systems. And just to really reinforce that point, the flock system is purely an investigative tool. We use it to help investigate major offenses, things like locating stolen vehicles, finding missing persons, and helping us solve serious crimes. It is not used for minor traffic infractions. Okay, this next part is maybe the most important piece of this whole program, ensuring fairness, privacy, and due process for all of our citizens. Let's go over to crucial safeguards that are required by law and are built right into this proposed ordinance. So here's exactly how the review process would work. First, a camera captures a potential violation. Second, and this is the key step, all the data from that event is reviewed by a sworn Clinton police officer. That officer, a real person, makes the final decision on whether to issue a citation. The system is not making the judgment. And finally, every vehicle owner has the right to an appeal hearing. On top of that, there are multiple layers of protection for citizens. Before any fines are ever issued at a new location, there's a mandatory 30-day warning period where only written warnings are sent out. Clear and visible signs will be posted to alert drivers, and critically, your personal data is strictly protected. It's only retained as long as it's needed, and then it is deleted within 30 days after a case is resolved. All right, this brings us to our final section, the path forward for this public safety initiative. The most important thing to understand here is that adopting this local ordinance doesn't immediately activate any cameras. It's the required first step. It's what allows the Clinton Police Department to formally submit our comprehensive plan to the Connecticut Department of Transportation for state approval. So in conclusion, this entire program is designed to do three things: improve safety, reduce crashes, and respond directly to the concerns our community has raised. Adopting this ordinance is simply the next step in allowing us to use this proven safety tool. We ask for your support as we continue our work to keep Clinton safe for everyone. Thank you.